What's going on, guys? The Barber Phil here, back again with another haircut tutorial. But before we even get into that, guys, I want to give everyone a huge shout out, a huge thank you for all the support. I cannot believe less than a month ago we posted that we had hit 2K. We've already hit 3K. We are well on our way to our goal of 5K by the end of the year. So for that, I want to start this video off by thanking every single one of you. So one thing that I haven't talked about much on the channel, but I would love to get out to you guys, is make sure that you do a thorough consultation with your client before you start their haircut. If they have a picture, be open-minded to looking at that picture and then give your professional interpretation of that based off of what their hair texture, what their head shape, how they think that they're actually going to style it, if they're going to style it on a regular basis. If they're not, you be the professional, but take the vision that they come in with and then put your own spin on it and make it your own so that you're comfortable cutting it and they're also comfortable with what they're getting. So we started things off as usual when we're doing any type of bald, mid, drop, fade or so. Took that detailer, tapped that bottom line in, and then we immediately flicked it out. Now I'm following it up with a closed 3-guard, and we're using the technique where, of course, we keep the guard flush to the head, and we're coming straight up and off at that parietal ridge area. And as I've been doing lately, if you're not sure where that weight line should be left on each client, take your comb, hold it flush to the side of their head, and where their head starts to separate from that comb, that should be where that weight line is going to want to sit. And we're going to follow that closed 3-guard up like normal. This is a half open Wahl Premium 1.5 guard, and we're going to go about halfway to 3/4 of the way up through that initial open 3-guard section. From there we can do the open section and just continue to start working our way down, and then we can meet it up in the middle. So we've taken the guard off. Now we're going to do our open section. This is going to be about a finger's width wide. It's probably about 3/4 of an inch to maybe an inch. Make sure that it's nice and cleaned out there. I'm going to make 2 smooth passes through here, and I wish that I could really describe to you guys in words how light I'm holding the clipper. That's one thing I really like about the Ergo, the way that it curves downward. It really allows you to have the lightest hold on the clipper but still feel like your clipper is in the right position. So that's one thing I really like about the Ergos. But I closed that lever up about halfway. We went about halfway to 3/4 of the way up through that initial open section, and then of course we just closed it all the way up and we are fading out that very bottom line. Now we're going to go ahead and start trying to meet things up in the middle by using the half open half guard, the Wahl Premium half guard that is. And then we will of course come back in as we have learned that we should, and we're going to use that 1 guard to really try to detail stuff out. So what I usually like to do after doing that half open half guard section is to take the guard off, open that lever all the way up, and then just use the corners of my blade to really pinpoint the imperfections and the little bit of dark spots that may be left behind. But now what I've done here is I have the 1 guard. I'm going to start with it open, and then we can just slowly start to work with that lever, just trying to lighten up dark spots a little bit higher up in the fade. And then what I'm going to do from here, because it is still a little bit harsh in that darker area there, especially up towards the front, is I'm going to take an open 2 guard and we're just going to go straight through that initial spot that we came off of the head with the 3 guard. We're still going to make sure that we're coming straight up and off, but we did want to lighten it up just a tad bit. And then of course back to the 1 guard just to hit that front one more time and get that lightened up some, and then we'll get right into doing detail work on the perimeter. Alright, got a question, guys. Let me know in the comment section, are the new Influencer FX trimmers, are they worth going out and picking up a pair? I had money in hand. I was gonna go get a pair of the lowest cut ones, and then I talked myself out of it. Now I'm kind of regretting my decision. Kind of wish I would have now. But you guys leave me a comment in that comment section. Let me know if you think I missed out, if you think I should go pick some up. So I didn't show it, but I did go ahead and retest where that parietal ridge and the weight line should be left by using the comb flush to the head in the back, even though I'd already done it on the left, because sometimes in the crown area, maybe not necessarily with hair this short, but especially with hair that is a little bit longer, you always want to recheck that back, because sometimes the crown length needs to be left longer, which means you need to drop your fade back down in the back some. Instead of having it more of a straight line all the way around, you might have to definitely leave that back longer. So always make sure, double check yourself and recheck where that weight line should be left in the back. So in the back here, we started with that closed 3 guard, then we went to the half open 1.5 guard, going about halfway to 3/4 the way up through there. And then instead of going straight into the open section and then the half guard, I actually did come in with a half open 1 guard, and we're just trying to flick up into that half open 1.5 guard just to see if somehow that will go ahead on the front end and help take out some of the detail work that's needed afterwards. Just something where I'm trying to make sure that if there are things that I can implement into this same system and make it better, I want to make sure that I am doing that. So, you know, I'm not saying that I guess it is an experiment. It's not something that I knew would mess his fade up by any means, but it's something that hopefully I can use, learn from, and then we can obviously be better going forward. So as usual, after you've done that open section and you're using that half guard, half open to connect it to the 1.5 guard halfway open, it did take that line out pretty effortlessly, which is why I always enjoy using this system. And now what we're going to do is just kind of come back through here, work our way back through some guards, kind of do some detail work. Used a little bit of the 1 guard, open and closing the lever just as need be. Took the guard off. We used the no guard just to lighten up some of the areas lower down in the fade. We're using the 3 guard to start at the very top just to help with that connection, and then finish it off with the half guard. Now all those guards, when you're coming back in doing detail work, I do like to start with them open and then slowly close them as I see need be, and that's just a safe way to be able to come back in and do detail work but not ruin the fade that you just did. Now that we have a nice smooth canvas to work with after using that closed 3 guard flush against the head and debulking that whole sides, we're going to come back in here, of course, half open, 1.5 guard. We're going to flick up about 3/4 of the way up through that initial closed 3 guard section, and then we will be able to come in below that, do the open section, meet it all up in the middle, and have a nice blurry end result. Like I said at the start of the video, guys, I just really want to take a second again and thank every single one of you that are watching the video. All of you guys that have hit that like button, have left comments, interacted with me on the channel, on Instagram. If it wasn't for you guys, the growth of the channel would not be there. So for that, like I said, I am eternally grateful. Make sure though, guys, if you are watching this video and you haven't subscribed, do me a solid, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and let's try to hit these goals. Heck, if we hit it before the end of the year, then we'll just set another goal and we'll go ahead and smash that one as well. And I stand corrected, guys. If y'all noticed in the last clip, The half guard, half open did not immediately take out or blend completely out the line between the open section and the 1.5 guard. I did have to come right back in here in this clip, and I had to use the 1 guard as a detailer, which I would have done anyways, but I did think it was funny and ironic that I just talked about how the half guard does take that line out, and then it turned around and it did not. I don't know what it was about this side of the head that just didn't quite work, but we got it all together using that 1 guard as that detail. And then now we're going to come in with the FXs. Go ahead and put a nice sharp C cup in here and clean up his vertical bar. The one thing I do want to stress when it comes to the C cups is make sure that you do pay attention if they have beards to where the bottom of the C cup comes out in relation to the beard, because you do want that to be one continuous line. And then make sure that the bottom of the vertical bar or the top of the round of the C cup on both sides are symmetrical and they come out to the same point on the forehead so that you don't have them looking lopsided. Now, as far as on top here, he did mention that he wanted to take the top down just a little bit, but still leave it long enough to be able to style with some product. So we're going to use a closed 7 guard here and just go all the way through the head. I may have even switched it to a 6 guard. When it was all said and done, it was just enough, like I said, maybe a hair shorter than finger length, but just long enough with product that we could style it up some. So we're going to use the Tune 45 styling powder, just kind of sprinkle it through there. This is going to have a very nice hold, especially with the hair being shorter, and it's also going to have the most matte, natural look that you can get, especially since we are still waiting on the re-release of the Tune 45 Indestructible Clay. That would have been a decent product for this style as well, but you're going to basically just sprinkle it through the top there, work your fingers back and forth. What you're really trying to do is get that powder down to the roots, and that's where you're really going to get your most hold and the volume. So that brings us to the end of another tutorial, guys. Make sure that y'all are leaving me a comment in that comment section. Let me know what you thought about this tutorial. Hopefully there was something in this video that you guys learned that you haven't learned in other videos. Make sure that you like that video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Please consider subscribing if you're new or if you're watching this video. I've said it before and I'll say it again, guys. Give me 2 weeks. If you don't like the content, come back and unsubscribe. We're going to get to 5K with or without you, but I'd love to have you on my side. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell, the way you never miss another video from me. I am still posting every Sunday and Wednesday. It does get a struggle at times, guys, but I'm grinding it out for y'all. I'm grinding it out for myself and my family, so we're going to stick to it. Y'all know I appreciate you guys. I'm the Barber Phil. I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out.